Alright, here we go. Welcome back. So I'm working on this, taking the windscreen out of an Auto World NASCAR stalker. It's got a center mount right there where the windscreen attaches. I like to score it with an X-Acto knife. Just pop it down in the middle where it's mounted on the plastic. Swirl it around a circle a couple times with the tip and let it bite into the plastic.
The clock says 2:07, but the night's still.
So you can see it rotating there. So I've got a little score in there. So then I'm going to grab my old trusty DeWalt drill with a 3/16 drill bit. Start off slowly, very slowly. Sometimes these windscreens can be a real bear to get out. I did one before this. It took me a good 5 minutes to pull the daggone thing out. So this car is going to be something different. I've never done this paint scheme before. I got the decals from Printed Decals. I believe it was 5 Amigos, are the designers. So it's Tabasco. And about midpoint of this video, I found a clip explaining a little bit of the back history on the Tabasco car that was sponsored, I believe, in '98. The story of the Tabasco Fiasto. So you might want to give that a watch. It's pretty interesting. I guess the sponsor lost money, but they didn't care because their name was getting out there. Had some pretty crazy weather out here. I called off today, so I'm going to take leave for today, but yesterday I was in the office. It was 75 degrees, and by the time I left, around 5 p.m., we had a tornado watch. This morning I got up, it was 30 degrees and snowing like hell. So now it's supposed to be warm back up, so crazy weather. So right here is how I get my bodies ready to spray. I just use glue sticks. I always have some laying around the house. And I heat it up, and if you notice, I put my index finger on top, right there, and that helps it cool down much quicker. And then I just take a rattle can lid, and I heat up the bottom of it with the glue stick, throw it on there. And the good thing about that is when I take it outside to spray it, I can just throw on a latex glove and hold the glue stick at the base where it connects to the lid, and I can spin it. That way I get a really good coat of paint on it. And then when I'm done, I bring it in and I just set it down and the lid supports it. Works out great. I know other guys use all these fancy schmancy things. I don't see the point. So there you go. So I want to give you an update on the Mitsubishi Zero. It's almost done. So here's the Mitsubishi Zero. Turned out pretty nice. Only thing I got left to do is add the fuel tank to the bottom. I didn't mask off the canopy this time. I was just getting to be too difficult, so I took some decal paper and sprayed it silver and cut them in thin strips and applied it. Worked out really well, and then just drew a couple clear coats on it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I haven't done one of these in, I believe, 15 years. And I'm going to mount this up in the ceiling and have the Zero chasing after a P40. Here's your P40. Didn't do that great of a job on that. That's probably 20 years old right there. But, you know, practice makes perfect, right? So, yeah, that's where I'm at on the aircraft, so I'm going to call those done. Might throw some pictures out there, might not. But enjoy the video coming up about the Tabasco Fiasco.
That is the tale of the Tabasco Fiasco. Was a sponsorship debacle that unraveled over the course of the entire 1998 NASCAR season. At the beginning of the year, International Sports Management say they want to start up a brand new team and run the whole season. They announced a partnership with manufacturer Pontiac and have financial backing through a sponsorship deal with Tabasco. They even nabbed a star driver in Todd Bodine, a guy with a solid body of work in the lower divisions. They set off and failed to qualify for 4 of the first 6 races. By the midway point of the year, they had only started 5 of the first 13 races. The team was just completely unprepared. But Tabasco, who were putting up all of the money, didn't mind one bit. They saw this as an elaborate marketing scheme to sell more hot sauce. They had all sorts of flashy paint schemes and even had a cookbook published. But ISM didn't see it that way. They sold the team mid-season without Tabasco's knowledge or consent. The new owner switched drivers and manufacturers without telling Tabasco again. Then they actually started improving, though. They were actually starting just about every race now, and they had some okay finishes to show for it. But 6 driver changes later, Tabasco had had enough and withdrew at the end of the season and never came back. They wanted their star driver results be damned. And that is the tale of the Tabasco Fiasco.
So now you know the tale of the Tabasco Fiasco. Okay, so obviously it's been a day. I went ahead and sprayed it, started applying some of the decals. Right now I have the, what is that, the passenger, no, passenger side done. So that is, I believe that's, 4 separate decals. So you have the base splash of the green on the back and the front, and then the 35. And so right now I'm gonna go ahead and start working on cutting out the front fender or spoiler decal right there. If you notice real close there where I just pointed that toothpick, there is a white, I believe it's a Grand Prix label. And if you don't really focus on these water slide decals, you can cut right through the white and not see it. So it's good to having a good license horse down there. Also right here, this is the hood, but under the hood decal, it's the Pontiac emblem as well as the word Pontiac, and they're very small as well. So you have to be careful of those. And this is a kind of a complicated scissor cut here because anything that mimics fluid, water, or Tabasco, I try to make it as smooth as possible. I don't like making sharp angles with the decals. It just doesn't look as professional when you apply it to the body of the slot car. I think what I'm going to do, I've got a second set of these decals, and I noticed in the Tabasco Fiasco video, they had one that had a red front that blended to a black back paint scheme. They also had a orange front that blended to a white background front to back. But I'm thinking I might do an orange to a green background possibly for the back. Or maybe orange to yellow. I don't know. Maybe orange to red, because that's kind of Tabasco's colors. But I'll play around with it. There's something in Photoshop and mock it up, see what I like best. Figure I'll have a couple sisters and put them in my display case when I get done. See, my arm's kind of ripped up. The dog got me again. Roughhousing with him. He's got big old long claws, and when he cuts you, I gotta put Neosporin on it. He likes to play though. He's a fun dog. All right, there. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and cutting out the hood decal. What I ended up doing with this hood decal, it's a little large, so I took the triangular tip and put that down toward the front, and then I flipped the back or the top tip over the hood and up into the car. It looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. I'm trying to get as close as I can to the white without cutting into the white. So there's a nice little close-up of it. Do love Tabasco, but I've gotten older, my heartburn kicks in. I used to always keep some on my desk no matter wherever I was at. Makes anything edible. MREs. So here we go. We had that in the water. This was kind of a bear to get on there as well. It was sliding too much to one side, then it didn't want to slide, then I had to add water, and then I'd push it too much, and then it bundled up like that. I finally got it squared away. And you can see the Grand Prix, that's that little white sliver right there. I thought about cutting that out, but it was just it's too close to the green and I didn't want to risk it. Yeah, we had a pretty brutal winter this year. Probably right up there with one of the worst we had. It just kept coming and coming. I thought we were done with weather till I got up this morning. I think we're supposed to have a possibility of one day of snow next week as well. Let's hope not. It was so nice yesterday. 8 hours later, temperature dropped 40 degrees, 45 degrees actually. Yeah, see, this is where I'm still farting around with it. I gotta throw a little water on there and get it moving back and forth. Like I said, I want to try to get it to look like, you know, it came from the factory. It's my OCD kicking in. See, that's why it's nice having that glue gun. You see how I can rotate it quickly? And that's the same way I do with the paint. I can compare the distance, easily look, check the height of the left and right. So, get the old trusty paper towel, try to wick out any excess moisture without moving the decal. You don't have to get all over it, just, you know, be more concerned about making sure it's right. I was just sizing that up at this point. Or did I? Yeah, there we go. I was just trying to size it out. Oh, no, yeah, it's already came off. This one was a little rough to get on there because of the size of it. It's a little too large. It doesn't look bad. Did have to throw some microsole on it at one point. It just didn't want to adhere. I got out most of all the little nooks and crannies. I think it'll be fine once I get it clear coated. I'm looking at it right here in the background as I'm doing the voiceover. So I get this one done. I might do another Tabasco. I may do that. I might prep the other one. If I figure out the paint today, I might not. I don't know. Yep. See, I just moved it again. I probably just cursed right there. Sometimes I get in a hurry. I should have just stopped with the Tabasco logo on the hood and just let the front spoiler / fender. I should have let that cure up and dry before I started farting around with the hood. I need to have a little more patience. go through and do an inventory of some of my supplies. I think I need to get micro set. Probably another bottle of microsol. I'm down to one. Get some Tamiya clear and some more dull. Now, my toothpick I use, I always have a couple. The one I use to move the decals, you may think, oh heck, you know, you're gonna knock a hole in the decal. Take a 1000 grit sandpaper and just sand each end of it, you know, kind of make it round them off. So here's where I'm gonna break out the microsol. And it softens decals to conform to irregular surfaces. Just pick it up at Amazon like everything else from A to Z. Take a little excess off. I have had decals before. If you put too much of this stuff on it, it'll break down the decal. And for good measure, just throw some on at 35. Can't certainly notice now looking at it, but yeah, I adjusted it since. Tabasco's a little cattywampus. Logo, man. Alright. Looking at it again, and now I'm probably saying, that's off. Yep. But I still hear your rings tapping on that old glass as you hummed your favorite thing. And I'm also trying to get some of the irregularities out of it, letting the microsol do its thing. So from the mountains of West by God, Virginia, heart of Appalachia, go forth and do good things.